we begin, I want to mention that I won't be going through every single custom server. I'm only going to be talking about the custom servers that are trusted by the official Ponytown staff. If you want to check out any of the custom servers that I mention in this video, or others that I don't mention in this video, you can go to my website, which is where I am right now. This is a fan-made website that I made that lists every single custom server that I could find personally. It has a tab with games that you can play in Ponytown, a tab for pixel art, which you can submit yourself by, emailing me or whatever else. There's a tab for other places that you might want to check out as well. And sometime soon I'll actually be releasing an update with another tab for more helpful things. But that's all I have to say for that for now. Link to this will be in the description, and I honestly highly recommend it for anyone who is a Ponytown fan. Anyway, let's move on to this list. Starting this list at number 1 is Ashtown. Ashtown is number 1 on this list because there really isn't anything that even comes close to it. They have an insane list of customization options. Basically every tab of options here has a dozen or more things that no other custom server has. They have body patterns, helmets, masks, hats, clothes, bracelets, and then I mention weapons because they have weapons. They have a lot of different weapons, and you can add them to your character in the customization menu, and you can even pick them up off the ground or equip them at any time during the game. Unfortunately, these weapons don't do anything, but they are great to have. Onto what you get when you load into the game, you get access to a lot of places, each with their own unique feature that makes them stand out. Spawn point is in the stable, or a bunker in the caves, complete with a cafeteria that you can go to for food, as well as other rooms such as a hospital wing, there's labs and things like that. Leaving the stable through the elevator, you can find the first NPC, which unfortunately doesn't do much of anything. I don't know why it's there. It literally does nothing. I don't know what his point is. I don't know if it's going to have something in the future, but it just does nothing. In the caves, you'll notice it's the same layout as Ponytown's, but the big difference here is the way out, which is through an elevator of all things. On the surface, you'll encounter random weather, giant bugs, and flying drones. In addition to all of that, there's lots to explore and do here. You can find caps on the ground that spawn randomly and collect them. This isn't some kind of useless collecting thing like Ponytown clovers or pearls or anything, however. These caps are an in-game currency that you can spend at a shop. You can buy a confetti gun, gifts, or whatever this thing is. You can also buy alcohol at the bar. Oh yeah, there's a bar too, with cool things and all kinds of things like that, but we'll get into that last. Next, I want to talk about the sewers. You can enter the sewers in many different places on the surface, and once inside, you'll find a whole new place to hang out, roleplay, or just explore. These sewers can get a bit confusing, however, but once you learn the layout, it's easy from there, at least with Brighter Darkness on. There's not much more going on in the sewers besides the way to exit them, funnily enough. The sewers act like a sort of pseudo fast travel, allowing you to drop in near the shop and pop back out in a new place. Just be sure to read the signs to know where you're going to pop out at. There's also some buildings throughout the map, some of which you can go inside of. Not much really ever goes on here, and there's nothing to do in them besides roleplay or whatever else, but it's there and they are done really good. You also get really cool areas like this and this. Now onto that bar that I mentioned. In this place you can buy drinks with caps, or just take some off of people's tables, or just take them from the cabinet. Once you have a drink, you can get it and get drunk. You can drink it. You can drink the drink and get drunk in this game. It's one of the funnest mechanics of the game. It even slurs your text and adds burps to them. It's great. That's pretty much it for the bar, but it is exciting. If you like Ponytown for the house customization, you'll be happy to know that they have a lot of unique items, floor tiles, and even walls. They also have the most up-to-date and intuitive building of all the custom servers. To sum Ashtown up, it's the best because it's doing more than any other custom server and is doing what other custom servers have tried, except way better than them. If you go to any custom server, go to Ashtown and you'll be coming back for more, regardless if you like Fallout Equestria. I guarantee it. Next up on the list at number 2, we have Sleepytown. This was a hard one to place because it offers a lot, but offers almost nothing? If you play Ponytown for customization options or party house building, Sleepytown isn't for you. But what it lacks in customization options, it makes up for in features, and oh boy, let me tell you, it's chaotic fun. It's like a fever dream, let me tell you. Sleepytown's most notable feature and well-known feature is the ability to grow or shrink the size of your character at any time. You can grow to gigantic sizes or shrink to an invisible size. As a giant, you can pretend to stomp on your friends and tower over all who oppose you. On the opposite end, you can pretend to be a ghost by going near invisible and scare players who may not see your shadow nearby. And once you think you can't shrink down any further, the game surprises you and gives you one more shrink down, which makes your character upside down of all things. So while you're upside down, you can stick your head and body inside of cliffs, inside of trees, or other objects and just walk backwards, sort of. You also have access to a fun command called /offset. By typing this command followed by a number, you can float above others and rule the skies. Speaking of which, are you an earth pony without any wings? Lucky for you, wings are the thing of the past. In Sleepytown, you can actually fly regardless if you have wings or not, and laugh at nature in the face. And if you want something truly wild and random, go back to spawn and look for this sign to give yourself a car. That's right, cars in a pony game. You've seen it all now. The car gives a speed boost, but for me personally, it can create a bit of lag, so I usually hold shift to move slower than the max speed. You also have more features if you explore the actions, such as the hopping feature action thing, which is the cutest action in all the custom servers ever. Don't even fight me. To sum up Sleepytown, it may not offer the greatest customization options. In fact, it offers none comparatively, but when it lacks in those customizations, it makes up tremendously in gameplay. Hilarious gameplay. I've easily sunk hours into this game with friends, and I'm sure you will too. Third on this list is Luminous Kingdom. Luminous Kingdom I have to say the least about. It's a very pretty custom server that makes it look more like a Ponytown texture pack more so than a unique place to visit. However, if you like customization, you'll love this place as it offers a lot of customization features for your character and a few unique furniture items for the party house as well. Don't get it wrong though, Ashtown still has far more, but Luminous Kingdom has more fun customization features, including parasails and rockets that you can use to replace your wings with, and still fly. Upon exploring the actual server, you'll find a couple interesting places, starting off with this sort of training building with tons of weapons to play with. These weapons don't do anything either, but they are epic looking. Apart from that, you have an ice cream truck and an ice cream bar where you can get drinks that do nothing but are fun, and apart from these places and things, there's nothing else to mention besides the house customization, which offers unique items. But the building here is still severely outdated and lacking, as you'll notice basically all custom servers are, and Ashtown just happens to be ahead in that case. But building is actually a bit of a chore, even ignoring the outdated nature of its, building and everything like that. Every single piece of furniture glows to such an extent that I can barely tell what they are without first placing them. There's also an issue with players. There's just none. At any given time, there seems to be like maybe 5 people max playing the game. That's really, really bad for a social game, and I think everything I said here kind of explains why this is the case. There's just nothing to do. To sum up Luminous Kingdom, it still has yet to offer anything other than customization features in unique places, and by unique places I mean like 2 places which themselves offer very little. It needs to give us something new, like unlockables, collection, maybe some kind of activity, and that training room with the targets. It just needs something. Fourth on this list, and this was an even harder decision, is Mystical Meadows. Mystical Meadows is a massive custom server in terms of map size. In fact, it's the biggest one on this list. However, this map size is also one of its greatest downfalls. Because of the size of the map, players tend to stick to a general area or 2, and not really go out anywhere else. I like to think that this is the case because they know that there's not much out there in terms of things to do, so they have large spaces and nothing to do in them. But that's not to say there isn't anything. You can still collect shells, which as far as I can tell, still don't really have a use. There's ice cream stands and hay burger stands and things like that scattered all over the place as well. But in addition to those, you can also find key fragments, and collecting enough of those opens up a whole new area of the map. Oh yeah, there's even more space that you can get. Fortunately, it's a fun quest, and you can get hooked, hunting them down and everything like that, but given the map size and the way the key fragments work, they are near impossible to get, and unfortunately, the area you do unlock has nothing to offer other than a single sentence, which provides lore. And lore is fine, don't get me wrong, but to a player who has no knowledge of the lore will look at this and be so confused and very upset that they spend so much time on it to get basically nothing. So in my opinion, the key quest should offer you much more. In fact, it should just give you most of the lore, if not all of it, or alternatively, it can give you a tiny bit of lore and unlock puzzles that you can then solve to get even more. Mystical Meadows seems to be a case of planning too big too early. There's a lot of dead space that has nothing, which means you have to use the running mechanic to get where you want to go, and even that will take you a few minutes in some cases, especially if you get lost. I feel like I'm being harsh on Mystical Meadows though. it is still a fun place to interact with people, and the places that you do get to go to are really beautiful. From this mushroom forest with trees that you can actually go inside of, to this beach, there's even a pirate ship. Mystical Meadows was also the custom server to introduce us to dancing, which is also the cutest action ever, don't fight me. Mystical Meadows offers as many, if not more, options for customization as Luminous Kingdom does, but they have nothing for the party island other than very old furniture and outdated features. To sum up Mystical Meadows, it needs work, but not on the map size. It needs the map to have less large spaces of nothing, and for the spaces with something, have something worth traveling for, because my feet are getting really tired running all over this map and getting lost on a really beautiful island. So that's my list of servers in order from best to last. Let me know if you agree or disagree with anything I said here, or if I missed something worth mentioning. I really like these custom servers, but it's really hard to divide time to all of them, which I kind of think a lot of players can relate to. So before I close off, I want to mention something here. More so for people that own these custom servers or whoever else that may be interested in this kind of thing here. It might be something that you even noticed, but custom servers need to offer something in exchange for our time. Luminous Kingdom doesn't have much to do. Mystical Meadows also doesn't have much to do, but you can at least explore and collect something. Ashtown is at the top of this list and offers the most to do. Sleepytown is at the second spot on this list and offers nearly as much to do. If you want more people to play your custom servers, look at Sleepytown, look at Ashtown as your goal, and find things that you can offer that are different but still fun. And by fun, I am not counting roleplay, because as fun as roleplay is for a lot of you, roleplaying can be done in every single custom server. Anyway, that's going to do it for the video now. I do hope that you all enjoyed, and if you did, I hope you will like, subscribe, and share, and do all of those wonderful things, because when you do those wonderful things, you get access to wonderful content such as this. But that's not all you get. That's not all you get. You also get to become wonderful yourself, and I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, stay wonderful.